This is WYGG 88.1 FM, Asbury Park.
We all can agree that raising a family in these times is challenging, with everything being so exposed and accessible through social media and the influence that come along with it. How do we find the balance?
Does your child feel confined and has no outlet?
Sasha, meet me in the bathroom so we can take our Instagram pics, because you know once I get home they won't let me out.
Would your child come to you when they need help?
Mom, I'm in trouble and I don't know what to do.
Do you know the signs when your child is crying out for help?
Nicholson, you don't listen. The school has called me and now I have to attend another school meeting. This time you lose your video games for 2 months.
Do you and your family need access to resources?
I lost my job. How will we get our bills paid?
Does your family have expectations and boundaries for mutual respect and understanding?
I am the man of the house, but my family does not respect me.
Finally, a show where families can feel supported and get resources for guidance during these troubled times. Presented to you by Good News Community Action. Family Matters, a radio show, aired every Saturday afternoon from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. A new segment discussing all things and situations relating to families. Family Matters Discussions, a radio show for everyone to listen together.
Welcome to Family Matters on WYGG, Good News Radio. My name is Elna. I'm happy to be here with you on this lovely Saturday afternoon. It's Saturday before Mother's Day. There's so much going on in the month of May. We know that we've been a little absent these past few weeks, but we are happy to be here with you today. We missed you very, very much, and we hope you also missed us. But we are back in full force ready to roll with lots of information. Bonsoir tout le monde, bienvenue dans Affaires Famille. Moi c'est Elna, moi content ensemble avec nous après-midi ça. Quelques samedi nous avons manqué rencontrer ensemble, mais aujourd'hui nous là, nous contents, nous bail toute grâce à bon Dieu, nous disons merci bon Dieu pour grâce li, pour bénédiction qu'elle y ba nous pour nous permettre nous pour nous rencontrer encore après-midi ça. So you are listening to Good News Radio on 88.1 FM, Asbury Park. This is the segment called Family Matters, presented to you by Good News Community Action every Saturday from 4 to 5 p.m. and repeated again on Sundays from 3 to 4 p.m. My name is Elna. Today I do have with me my co-host, Monty. He is in the studio, so I just wanted him to greet you guys real quick before we continue.
Hello, everybody. It's good to be with you guys today. I hope you're having a wonderful time on this beautiful Saturday. It's not too hot, not too cold, just right. So I'm hoping you're taking advantage of this day, going out for a walk, going out with the family, doing something. Some of us have to work today, but you know what? Let's just take in the good air, take in the beautiful sunshine, and thank God for yet another day, right?
That's right.
All right.
So here are the ways to listen to the radio. You can go to goodnewsradiotv.com or Facebook, WYGG Good News Radio, or you can call in on 518-906-1596. Mais gens qui nous écoutent radio, dans goodnewsradiotv.com ou bien WYGG, Good News Radio, ou bien au carrelé sous numéro de téléphone 518-906-1596. So you all know that the Good News Radio is listener supported. So that means we need your money in order to keep things afloat, to keep things going, to keep the lights on. So if you are kind enough to donate to Good News Community Action to the radio station, you will make your checks payable to Good News Community Action. You can mail it to 414 Asbury Avenue, Asbury Park, or you can just go to Cash App. Now everything's done electronically, so you don't have to write a check. I don't even know if too many people are writing checks these days, but you can go on your phone, click on your Cash app, and just send the money over to 908-489-9820. No donation is too small or too large. Anything you can donate to the radio station will be greatly appreciated. The number again to the Cash App is 908-489-9820. Si que nous voulons supporter Radio Bonne Nouvelle ensemble avec l'argent, nous avons chèque là sur pour Good News Community Action 414 Asbury Avenue, Asbury Park, New Jersey 07712. Ou bien nous aller électroniquement dans Cash App. Numéro 1 c'est 908-489-9820. Encore numéro Cash App Radio Bonne Nouvelle c'est 908-489-9820. Merci beaucoup. En avance pour donation. All right, so this program is designed to be interactive, right? It's designed to engage you in meaningful discussions about very important topics as it relates to children and families, and which covers everybody really. So the lines are open for you to call in, for you to talk to us. If you have questions, if you have a comment, if you just want to say hi or wish someone a happy Mother's Day, feel free to give us a call, 732-775-0220, 732-775-0225. Again, 732-775-0220, 732-775-0225. Ligne est toujours ouverte pour nous parler ensemble avec nous, discuter, partager, sur des informations, sur des questions, qui n'a pas de bagage, ou bien si tu as souhaité un maman, nan vie ou bien qui notre maman bonne fête demain nous avons fait ça aujourd'hui sur numéro de téléphone 732 775 0220 732 775 0225 encore 732 775 0220 ou bien 732 775 0225. All right, so what's happening in the month of May? We We're second Saturday into the month of May. So there's a lot happening this month. So there are a few things that I selected to highlight happening in the month of May. First of all, this radio station is predominantly supported and created for the Haitian Creole speaking population, so the Haitian people who are celebrating this month. National Haitian Heritage Month. So May was chosen as Haitian Heritage Month because it marks the anniversary of the birth of Toussaint Louverture, one of the most prominent world-renowned leaders of the Haitian Revolution. May is also the month in which the Haitian Republic flag was created and celebrated. I do believe May 18th is the Flag Day, so that's coming up. So there are a lot of activities going on around the United States as it relates to Haitian Heritage Month and Haitian Independence Day and Haitian Flag Day. So you guys can go on the internet and do your search and find where the gatherings are happening, where the parades are happening, the parties are happening, and take pride in your heritage and support. Because there's a lot going on in Haiti right now, and we know our country is not in a place where we would like it to be, but by the grace of God, if we continue to work together and pull together and help one another, support one another, I believe there will be a better tomorrow for Haiti. So again, happy Haitian Heritage Month, happy Haitian Flag Day to every Haitian and Haitian American. If you are married to a Haitian, if you have children that are Haitian, or parents or grandparents, we celebrate you this month. Monty. May. So last week, I do believe it was May 2nd, the world celebrated the 73rd annual National Day of Prayer, which this is the day that everyone in the faith community comes together to pray. They pray for all kinds of things, pray for the world, pray for communities, pray for leaders, pray for their children, pray for the nation, pray for governments, pray for those who are suffering, pray for those who are hungry and dying, pray for those who are abused, those who are neglected, pray for those who just need companionship, pray for those who need love and those who need attention. So this year's theme came from 2 Samuel 22, verses 29 to 31, and it is to lift up the word, to light up the world. Again, I'm going to say it. The theme for 2024 National Day of Prayer, which was May 2nd, was lift up the word, meaning the word of God, to light up the world. So 2 Samuel 22, 29 to 31 says, "For you are my lamp, O Lord, and my God lightens my darkness. For by you I can run against a troop, and by my God I can leap over a wall. This God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord proves true. He is a shield for all those who take refuge in him." So hopefully you guys had an opportunity to engage in the National Day of Prayer. Hopefully the National Day of Prayer was something that you did acknowledge, but that prayer is part of your life every single day that you are going before the Lord. Because the Bible says to pray without ceasing. And then tomorrow is Mother's Day. So there's a lot of people preparing for that and celebrating their mothers. So we want to wish a very happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers out there who are celebrating yourselves, or you are being celebrated. And we wish happy Mother's Day to all the foster mothers, to all the stepmothers, to all the godmothers, to someone who has taken on a mother role in somebody's life. Those of you who don't have biological children of your own, but you are a mother to someone, we also wish you a happy Mother's Day. And also, I would be remiss to not wish my own mother a happy Mother's Day, to Mommy Passius. I'm so happy that to have such a strong woman of God, such a thoughtful, caring woman of God, to raise all of her children, to be close and dear to her, and to continue to uplift and extend everything that she has learned over the years to her children and pass them down, so that we too can pass them down to our own children. So happy Mother's Day to all of the fellow people who service this radio station, to your wives, to your children who are mothers themselves. So just a very happy Mother's Day to every single person listening to us. So God bless you all. So I do have resources for you. So I've been telling you about the Migrant Education Program, which is being distributed to all migrants in the state of New Jersey, in the following counties: Bergen, Essex, Hudson, Hunterdon, Middlesex, Monmouth, Morris, Passaic, Somerset, Sussex, Union, and Warren. So we are in Monmouth County, so this covers Monmouth County. So you will receive services in the form of food services, supplies, interpretation services, virtual tutoring, referrals for health services, transportation, school advocacy, summer school, camp, and clothing assistance. All you have to do is call MEP, okay? The phone number is 973-405-6262. Again, 973-405-6262, extension 230. Genyen un service pour immigrants qui fait venir dans pays. Ça c'est un service de éducation ou bien formation programme pour tout immigrant. Il y a pas service manger, provision, interprétation. You ka ba ou tutoring, ça veut dire aide pour ta faire l'école virtually, ça veut dire que you ka faire sur Zoom ou bien Teams ou bien Google Meet. You get service référal pour santé, transportation, you ka avocat pour ka joindre provision ou bien ça ou besoin pour l'école ou summer school pour Timonio, ensemble avec camp pour Timonio. Et puis assistance RAD. Si que nous gagnons besoin ça, nous avons le numéro de téléphone 973 405 62 62, 973 405 62 62, extension 230, extension 230. So Neptune is also having a I think they did this last year, moving for a healthier Neptune. So a lot of us, during the winter months, we don't move around too much, so we put on a couple of pounds. So Neptune is on a campaign to make Neptune a little bit healthier, meaning the residents a little bit healthier. So this is moving for a healthier Neptune. It's going to take place on Thursday, May 16th from 6 to 8 p.m. It's at Sunshine Village Park. They want you to join them for an evening filled with refreshments. They're going to have a DJ. They're going to have outdoor group fitness classes so you can get some exercises in. They're going to have information on nutrition for you. And then you can walk and talk with the mayor. The mayor that we have in Neptune is a new mayor. She came on board, I believe, this year. A Black woman. So it's it would be good to get to know her, because I don't think a lot of people know her because she's new. So if you want to join this moving for a healthier Neptune on May 16th from 6 to 8, feel free to do so. It's going to be at the Sunshine Village. If you have questions, you can call 732-869-1202. 732-869-1202. Neptune gagne un programme qui a fait pour résidents qui étaient Neptune qui a fait mouvement. Je dis comme ça, si que nous voulons participer, nous allons aller jeudi 16 mai à 6h pour 8h du soir dans Sunshine Village, dans Neptune. Li di kon sa y ap genyen refreshman, y ap genyen yon DJ pou ba nou bon mizik, epi y ap genyen y ap fè group de yon ki ka fè egzersis ansam avèk nou. Epi y ap gen informasyon de nutrisyon, ki kalite manje ki bon pou nou manje, bagay kon sa. Epi genyen meilleur de Neptune kap la, nou ka mache ansam avèk li, pale ansam avèk li. Si ken nou gen kesyon, nou vle patisipe, nou ka fè sa 16 mai, on jou jeudi, pou 6 heures, 8 heures nan soare. Et puis, nous avons le numéro de téléphone 732-869-1202. 732-869-1202. So Neptune is also having a vintage car show. This is more fun for the young boys or young men who likes, those fancy cars. You guys can go out there on Saturday. It's at Ocean Grove. So I think Monty can relate to this,
Yes, these aren't the new flashy cars that she's talking about. These are the older vintage cars that she's talking about, and they're going to be out there showing off their cars. And it's for those of us or those people who like or are nostalgic or appreciate the motor vehicles that were made back in the day and set the way for these new cars that are out there. This will be a very nice time for the family. I think it's a good thing also. I always talk about mixing the old with the new. And it helps us older people to appreciate the new, and it helps the younger people to appreciate the old, to see where things can come from and where we all can meet each other in the middle, right? So it just sets a different type of appreciation for where things were and where things are now. So yeah, take your family out, get together and take your family out and go out there and spend some time out there and just
take
learn
pictures
some
with
things.
the old cars.
Absolutely. There is some beauty in these older cars, and not to mention the Thunderbirds and the Camaros and the Mustangs. There's some beauty in all these cars out there. It's very, very nice. The old T-Birds, the old Ford cars when they first came out. These are very nice cars, and it'll be a very nice, interesting, and not to mention educational thing to go out there and just spend some time with the family and have some fun.
That's right. And that's going to be Saturday, May 18th from 10 to 3 p.m. In Ocean Grove in Neptune. Okay, so you have questions about that, you can call 732-774-1391. 732-774-1391. Ocean Grove is also having a spring flea market Saturday, June 1st from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Rain or shine. They're going to do it at the Great Auditorium in Ocean Grove. That's the place where they have the Neptune High School graduations, for those of you who are not aware. And it's free. So again, something fun to do with the family on a Saturday. Okay. The city of Asbury Park is having its third, is having a women's monthly mentoring group, and that's going to take place on the third Saturday of each month at 1 p.m. So this is ongoing. They want you to join them for their monthly women's mentoring group to share experiences, to learn, to develop, to inspire, and to encourage one another. For more information, you can go to recreation at cityofasburypark.com. Cité de Asbury Park a fait un programme pour femmes chaque troisième samedi à 1h l'après-midi. C'est dans un Municipal Plaza, dans City Council Chambers, c'est là la pied. Si vous avez une question, vous pouvez aller dans recreation at cityofasburypark.com. So the mentoring group program for the Asbury Park women is going to be at the City Council Chambers, 1 Municipal Plaza. And lastly, as the resources that I have for you today, there's going to be a free breast and cervical screening Saturday that's going to take place also on June 1st from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's going to be at the Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital in Rahway, located at 865 Stone Street in Rahway. We'll try to reach out to them to see if they can do something a little closer to our area. But when you think about, breast cancer and cervical cancer screenings and how these things save lives, I don't think, a 30-minute drive is too far for someone to go, especially if you don't have insurance. They're doing this for free, and it could very well save your life. So I would take advantage of this. So they're doing free mammograms and pap smears, okay, on site. So that's going to be on Saturday, June 1st, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital in Rahway. So that's 865 Stone Street, Rahway, New Jersey 07065. You have to make appointments, okay? You can't just show up. Parking is free, but if you want to take advantage of this, make an appointment. Call 201-247-6428. 201-247-6428. So gen y a fait y a bay gratis mammogramme ensemble avec pap smear, ça c'est pour filles. 1er juin 8h jusqu'à midi dans l'après-midi. Mais faut que nous mettions appointment. Adresse c'est Robert Wood Johnson, l'hôpital Robert Wood Johnson dans Rahway, New Jersey. C'est 865 Stone Street dans Rahway, New Jersey. Faut que nous mettions appointment. 201 247 64 28. 201 247 64 28 pour mettre appointment pour nous participer. Il a fait mammogramme ensemble avec pap smear, bagage gynécologue pour femmes, ok? Il a fait ça pour nous gratis. So, relais ou mettez appointment pour nous faire ça. Si nous pas gain assurance, mon yo a fait dans l'hôpital là gratis. Relais au 201 247 64 28 pour nous mettre appointment. Monty.
Yes, I just wanted to put a sort of extra something out there about this. I really, really would like for you all to take advantage of this program right here if you can. Take advantage, especially if you do not if you don't have insurance for it, or if you have not been checked. It'd be very important for you to go out and do this. And I'm going to be a little personal with this because my father passed away from colon cancer because he didn't go get checked when he should have. He could have been saved. It could have been caught. It could have been taken care of, but he waited until it was too late. And, nobody wakes up in the morning and says, oh, I think I have cancer today. You don't know until it's too late. That's why it's called a silent killer. So by all means, please take advantage of this if you can. Think about yourself. Think about your families. Think about your people who will be affected by you not being here when you could have done something about it, but you didn't. All right? So please, please, please take advantage of this if you can.
Yeah. Thank you for that. So one of the things that's happening the month of May is National Mental Health Awareness Month. And today is our Health and Wellness Day, our Health and Wellness Saturday. So our topic that we're going to be discussing has to do with mental health. Okay. So the National Alliance on Mental Health, Mental Illness, otherwise known as NAMI, it says that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Since its inception in 1949, Mental Health Awareness Month has been a cornerstone of addressing the challenges faced by millions of Americans with mental health conditions. And I could say probably millions more not just throughout this nation, but worldwide, who's affected by mental health conditions. A lot of these conditions are they're undiagnosed because people kind of, when they're experiencing symptoms of mental health, they typically say that it's something else. They don't have the words, they don't have the language, they don't have the knowledge to know that it's actually mental health and there is help and you can get help. So throughout the month, NAMI, the National Alliance of Mental Illness, has activities, all kinds of programs that they are putting in place, going on right now to support this movement, which is dedicated to eradicating any stigmas, like I was just talking about, and also extending support and fostering public education and advocating for policies to be put in place to prioritize people's health and their well-being, of families and everybody anywhere as it relates to mental health. So there's some stats that we are going to go over. So 1 in 5 adults in the US experience mental illness each year. So if you're in a room and there's 5 people in this room, 1 of the 5 people have mental health issues. Okay. Now think about it. You go to church and easily there's probably 20 to 100 people at church on any given Sunday, right? So 1 in 5 has mental health issues, and you probably are not even aware of it. They themselves are probably not aware of it. They just know something's not right, but they don't know that it's mental health. Okay. And then there's another statistic that says only half of the people that have a diagnosis receive treatment for it. So sometimes even if people go to the doctor and they get diagnosed with mental health condition, they don't do anything about it, or they're unable to do something about it. Because it costs money to get treatment. And then the other statistic is 50% of all lifetime mental illness begins by the age of 14. That means teenage children, experience mental health issues, and it starts to manifest at the age of 14. And 75% of mental health illnesses manifests itself by the age of 24, okay? And the average delay between onset of mental illness symptoms and treatment is 11 years. So when people find out they have mental health issues, they are not quick to jump up and go get treatment. They kind of wait. First of all, they have to go through the 5 stages. They deny it, then they get angry. They go through it's kind of like the whole grieving process, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that, a lot of times people think of mental health issues or illness as somebody who's schizophrenic or something like that, or whatever the case may be. But a lot of times when they call it mental health illness, it's often times or situations where you suffered some kind of stress or some kind of trauma. And we don't realize how those things affect us. And we act out on it, or whatever the case may be, every day towards other people or towards people that are of a certain way or certain thing, or involved in certain things that will trigger us to react to those in that mental health illness way. So it's important, like when we go through trauma, go through situations, or go through stuff, a lot of times we tend to just, like you said, just blow it off. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But the more and more, or the longer and longer you do that, the worse and worse your mental health gets, because the mind is interesting, and what it does is it intertwines, it tangles up situations, and things just continue to get worse and worse. Yeah. And before you know it, you don't even realize or understand where anything ever comes from, because it's just like vines, right? It all intertwines with each other, and now you don't know where that vine, or a ball of yarn, you don't know where it begins and where it ends. So it's good to have somebody to talk to, have a counselor to talk to when you go through situations. It helps you to understand where you are, understands what happened, and understand how to maybe even overcome it, or to deal with it, where your mind is stronger than where you are once you dealt with the situation.
That's right. So thank you for that. I remind you guys that you are listening to WYGG Good News Radio 88.1 FM. And Family Matters is on the air right now. And you can call in 732-775-0220 or 732-775-0225 to engage in the discussion we are about to have. Today's topic is time management equals stress management. As we are talking about mental health, you know, stress has a lot to do with mental health. So we are discussing our topic, time management equals stress management. You're listening to Family Matters on Good News Radio 88.1 FM. Elna is speaking with you. Monty is also in the house and speaking with you.
Hey.
So we're going to talk about our topic, time management equals stress management. So when you manage your time well, you alleviate stress in your life. If you're a mother, a father, a wife, a husband, caregiver, worker, community leader, a pastor, that means you have so many roles that you play, so many responsibilities, you know, so many things that you have on your plate. You know, think about your plate when you're eating your food. If you put too much on your plate and then you try to eat everything that's on your plate, how do you feel afterwards? Not good, right? Not good.
Absolutely.
And it's actually not good to do that.
That's
Right? Not good for your health.
That's true.
Well, it's
That's
the same thing here. When you put too much on your plate, on your agenda, too many responsibilities, it affects your health. It affects your mental health. Okay?
It's interesting that you put it that way. It is so interesting that you put it that way because it's like, you know, they have the saying that your eyes are bigger than your mouth,
Yeah.
right? So, and the same thing goes. It's like our mouth will go, oh, yeah, I can do that, or I'll do this, or I'll do that, you know. I can do it. Or you've said, I can do it here, and I can do it there, and so forth and so on. Your eyes are bigger than your mouth.
Right.
Thinking that you can handle all these things.
Right.
And let's face it, as we get older, we're not as young as we used to be.
No spring chickens
and,
over here.
Not only, I say that, but what I even more so mean by this is that as we get older, we have more responsibilities. We have children, we have homes, we have, you know, jobs, or like you said, leadership and so forth and so on, positions. You know, all of these things, maybe you belong to a church and you've taken on things in a church or other organizations or whatever the case may be. So there's a lot of things that take place and it's taking space in our minds.
Yes.
And, you know, it's sleep is very important. And when you're not getting sleep, it's called sleep deprivation.
Yes.
So you're trying to operate and do all of these things and over exaggerating yourself.
Yes, overexerting yourself.
In a place of sleep deprivation. So therefore, you know, you're going to, you know, deal with some sort of mental issues because, you know, something is going to be lacking somewhere. Something
That's
has
right.
to give.
That's right.
So you're going to be lacking in something somewhere.
Yeah, and this is why we're bringing this topic to discuss this, because you have to manage your time. You have to manage your responsibilities, meaning you have to take care of yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself to make sure that you are healthy, that you are well balanced, you won't be around much longer to be able to take care or do anything for anyone. So all these things that you have to do, you know, you're always so busy doing, you know, you're not going to be well to be able to do. So after God, we have to put ourselves first and we have to take care of ourselves so we could be the best versions of ourselves so that we can, you know, help other people when we can. Right?
I was going to say that is so well put, Elna. That is so well put. It is very important. A lot of times we think that we have to put everybody else first before us. But the fact is, just like you said, we have to take care of our own selves in order to be operational or
Yes.
operable. We're talking about mental health here, because if you're not 100% optimal in your head,
Yeah.
how in the world are you going to help or deal with somebody else's situations
Right.
or whatever the case may be? And that's exactly when you're in those situations, you're always going to run up against or with somebody who's dealing with something, and you're going to have to deal with it.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
and or have something to do with dealing with it. If you're an employer, if you are like you said, a leader on the job or whatever case may be, you don't want to just fire somebody because they're having a bad day.
No.
You don't want to just fire somebody, get mad at somebody, and get into it with somebody because they have an issue that they haven't yet come to an understanding yet that they have an issue.
Right.
You know what I'm
right.
saying? You yourself might be both of you going through issues at the same time.
Right.
So both of y'all
Yeah.
having issues, and now y'all going heads with each other because you have issues. You know, we need to take out time for ourselves so we can handle the issues that we have going on. And sometimes when you come into places where other people are having issues, you can say, you know what, I understand what you're going through because I've been through that.
Yeah.
Let me help you out with this and help you understand what you're going through.
Yeah.
You may not understand what's going on, but let me help you
Yeah.
understand what you're going through.
That's right.
I just want to pause here for 1 minute because I Elna took over at one point, and I wanted to take out the time to say Happy Mother's Day to all of our mothers out there. I want to say Happy Mother's Day to my beautiful wife and mother. She is so awesome. And when I say awesome, you guys would be jealous if you did, because if you knew what she was and how she was, what the wife I got, my girl, you know, she is awesome. She is awesome in so many ways. So my hat is off. She almost made me cry earlier this morning because she is so awesome and so beautiful in the things that she does. So my hat is off to her. My soul is to her. I just want to say thank you, love, for all that you are and all that you do. We appreciate you.
Aw,
And
thank
we
you. That's so
appreciate
sweet.
all you mothers. And also want to appreciate all of my Haitian compadres.
That's right.
Right? On this day, happy,
Haitian Heritage Month.
thank you, she said it better
Haitian
than me.
Flag Day.
Yes, Haitian Flag Day. Yes, absolutely. Happy, and I appreciate you guys as well.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Monty. So we're going back. So basically, we're going to be talking about procrastination. When we talk about time management,
Yes,
we're
yes.
talking about or equal stress management. We're saying manage your time well. Don't procrastinate so that you won't be stressed in the long run. And we have so much to discuss about that. But imagine, and I think we do have some students. We have some students in the studio with us, and I don't know if they're listening, right? So my students who like to wait until the last minute to get like a paper, you know, they have to write a 20-page paper. Well, hopefully they're not doing that to high school students. But when you're in college, they put a number on the paper that you have to write. You know, they don't want anything less or anything more, right? 20 pages. I think high school, maybe 10 pages. You have to write a 10-page paper, right? And you knew that you had to write this 10-page paper like way in the beginning of the class, when the class started probably in September. You knew this was coming, right? And you knew that it was going to be due, I don't know, the month of April, right? So you had all this time and you had to break it down. Like you had to plan, you had to come up with your topic first of all, and there's so much that goes into this paper that you have to write. So you have to compartmentalize, you have to break it down, and do a little section at a time, so that when you put it together, you'll have your 10 or 20 pages, and then you'll have your finished product, and hopefully you finish it by a certain time so you can go over it, review it, make sure you proofread it, make sure it's on target, it's on topic, right? And that you're not just ranting on and on about and so you can get a good grade, because that's the point. You want to be able to pass it, the assignment. So a lot of us if I remember correctly, we would know ahead of time that this was coming and this was due. But guess what? A lot of us will be cramming and doing this thing at the 11th hour, the day before that it's due. Why do we do this to ourselves as human beings? Could you imagine the level of stress that comes from waiting to do a 10-page paper the night before it's due? Where are the students? I can't hear you.
There is a TV show that we got to watch every day that comes out. There's conversations that we got to have on the phone that's so important. There are friends, there's parties to go to. There is all kinds of things that we have that we distract ourselves with instead of doing what we need to do first. And there is something that somebody taught me a long time ago that I really like, and I teach my boys. I try to anyway. Work first, play later. Get your work done.
Get it done.
Get your work done. Or get a portion of it done. If it's spaced out time, listen, I'm not going to stress you out to get it all done like right now. You got a whole month to get this thing done. Take your time. Guess what? The more you read or go over this thing every time, the more you're going to get from it. So therefore, take your time, do some today, do some tomorrow, catch the little mistakes in between.
Yeah.
Right? And then I guarantee you, by the time your 30 days are up, or your time where your time frame is up, you're probably going to get it done, right?
Yeah.
Before that time. But if you don't, you're not cramming 20 pages. You might be cramming 5 or 3, maybe even 2, but you're not cramming 20 pages, and your stress level is not that high.
Right.
Let me explain to you how stress level is, or stressing is about. Sometimes your teachers or whatever, they'll throw a pop quiz on you, or whatever the case may be, and everybody gets upset and whatever. But let me help you understand something. The system is set up for us to prepare for whatever we're going to need to do later.
Yeah.
And we also often say, we're not going to deal with this later. I'm not going to have this later. I don't know why we got to do this. But guess what? It's not just about the assignment. It's also about your attitude towards the assignment.
Yes.
It's about how you deal with going through, and they're grading you or looking at you and reporting all of this, right? All of this is important for you because it's setting you up for a life later.
It's life
for
skills.
You, exactly. For you to be able to deal with stress, because guess what? Life is going to throw stuff at you that you weren't ready for.
Correct.
And if you're not used to dealing with stuff that just comes out of nowhere, if you never get used to it, you're going to lose your mind.
You're going to lose your mind. It's kind of like owning a home. There's always something that comes up out of nowhere.
You might have you might have moved into that home moving ready and everything was right.
Yeah.
But sooner or later, something's going to happen.
Yeah, and you got to be prepared to handle it.
Right?
Yeah.
It never happens when you think it might happen.
No.
It never happens when
you least expect it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to go on.
Yeah, so we're talking about procrastination. On parle de procrastination, moun qui gen bagay pou yo fè, yo pa fè sa yo supposé fè, yo mette l sou kote, yo fè l'autre bagay parce que c'est pas un bagay yo besoin fè, et puis ça kon produit ce stress, et kon fè moun pi vraiment stress. So, c'est ça n'a parlé, c'est ça n'a discuté konya, procrastination. So, procrastination seems to be one of the greatest enemies of, I would say, most people. Yeah. Because it's found to be a common problem, okay? It affects 20% of adults, okay? And I would say students at the university level, about 50%, okay? It could be described as the act of unnecessarily postponing decisions or actions, things that you need to do, so you postpone it. You don't want to do it, or you think you have time to do it, kind of like the... What's the story? The Aesop's fable, the hare thought he had a lot of time.
The tortoise and the hare.
Yeah, the tortoise and the hare.
Right.
So he thought he had a lot of time. So he, because he was springing, you know.
He was fast.
Very fast.
Yes.
So he's like, oh, I got time to take a nap because this little tortoise is not gonna win this race. You know, he's so slow. I could take a whole nap and still win this race.
Attitude, right? The
right?
attitude, right? Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, guess what? The tortoise ended up winning the race while the tortoise was napping. So we don't want that to happen to us, you know. So,
but think about it and look at it. Excuse me. This is important. I love you. I'm sorry, guys. I love her brain. The tortoise had the attitude to keep chipping away at it. They keep going no matter what. It wasn't about what everybody else was thinking. It wasn't about everybody else cheering for the higher upper dog or whatever. He was the underdog. He was just, it didn't matter to him. He was just running the race to be running the race. He was just going to what? Do it. We have to have in our mindsets to just do it. Don't look what everybody else is saying or what everybody else is doing and so forth and so on. Don't look at the cocky person saying, I've been doing this forever.
I got this in the bag.
Right? Because it's all about the attitude. The hare, on the other hand, had an attitude that he just, and think about it, if we're be honest with ourselves, think about it. We do this often. Oh, I got this. I'll take it. I kid you not. I took a nap and I was like, oh, I got a little bit longer, so forth and so on. But guess what? When you're sleeping, time is irrelevant. Time is irrelevant, as the hare found out, right? Because he went to sleep. He slept too long, thinking, how many times do we feel like we go to sleep for like 5 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, right? We go to sleep for that amount of time and we wake up and we think we've been asleep for like hours, right? It's been, or sometimes we go to sleep and it feels like we've been only asleep for 5 hours or 5 minutes, right? And an hour has gone by. So in this case, same thing with the hare, same thing with us. We procrastinate too much instead of going ahead and getting it done, and we lose track of time.
That's right.
And now again, we're stressing.
We're stressing.
Trying to catch up and try to get it done.
You know,
sometimes not able to get it done.
So I would say a lot of us are affected by this procrastination thing. No one is immune to it. You know, it's everyone's enemy. So if you have procrastination as part of your character, I would say you're living with the enemy, right? Literally living with the enemy.
I would have to agree.
But more importantly, procrastination is a spirit, right? And it's not a good one. It's not one of the fruits of the spirit that the Bible talks about. So we have to dispel it, okay? We have to get rid of that thing.
You know what? And the thing about it is, it's a trick of the enemy.
Yes.
Now, let me tell you, procrastination, I'm about to lay this on some people, and I hope it's not too heavy, but procrastination is a fruit of the labor, is a fruit of something that God hates, which is laziness. Laziness, yes. Right? Procrastination is a fruit or a part of, a piece of laziness. It's just another layer of laziness. Yes. And God hates it.
Yes. And there are 6 different types of procrastinators, okay, which stems from 2 different types of behavior. So the first 3 are motivated by avoiding the task in some way because of the anxiety surrounding the task, right? And the last 3 are motivated by boredom and frustration. So listen to this. So the first 3 are the warrior. Procrastinators who avoid completing activities due to some form of anxiety are the warriors. Then there's the perfectionist, and then there's the overdoer. So let's talk about the warriors. So the warriors, people who worry about stuff, right? Does not start a difficult task because they do not believe they will be able to complete the task. Therefore, their logic is not to start the task because they believe they will not feel the anxiety of failure if they do not start, okay? So that's the warrior. The perfectionist does not start the task because of a fear of failure, specifically that they will not complete the task to perfection, okay? Remember, people, nobody is perfect, okay? The overdoer, this type commits to too many tasks, failing to prioritize properly, and therefore does not fully complete any task they have committed to. Okay, so that was the first one, the first three that are part of the behaviors that are motivating people to avoid doing a specific task because of anxiety. So the first three are related to the anxiety. So the next three have to do with those people who are just bored and frustrated about the task that they have to do. So procrastinators who are driven by boredom and frustration. So the first one is the crisis maker. This is the person that holds the belief that they need stress to perform at their best. They are addicted to living on the edge. Those are the thrill seekers. And then there's the dreamers. Thrill, yeah, oops. The thrill crisis. You're creating your own crisis. It didn't need to be a crisis. Okay, if you had taken out the time to do what you were supposed to do, we wouldn't be in a crisis. Okay, all right. The building wouldn't be on fire. That's what I like to say that on my job, like to for supervisors who always want to come with their, oh, let's go. I'm like, the building's not on fire. Where'd you see the fire? Where's the fire trucks? Like, what's going on? The building is not on fire, so calm down. Okay?
You know what? I love adrenaline. I love adrenaline, but I don't know how to explain this, because sometimes I like to deal with things that's like pop-up situations. I don't know. It's like challenging myself. I don't know.
Thrill seeker.
The other times I like adrenaline, but I need it to be like, I want it to be like paced out. I want it to be like, okay, this has been thought out, right?
Yeah,
Before we go jumping off this cliff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. And then the second one is the dreamer, believes that they do not need to work hard to achieve their goals. Oh, I know someone like that, and do not like details, which makes it hard to implement their ideas. The dreamers. And then there's the defiers, a rebel seeking to break the rules. I know someone like that too. So there's reasons behind or procrastination for whatever it is. So it could be you're worrying about it, you're trying to be a perfectionist about it, you're overdoing it, or you're creating a crisis, okay? Or you're a dreamer, or you're a defier, you're a rebel.
It's important to know that, you might find some of these characteristics in yourself or whatever case may be, but it's all about, because also in some of these characteristics are a part of your gifting. Mm-hmm. So let me help you understand that if we're talking about over the norms. We're talking about over the norms, and it's for you to know what's over the norm. It's for you to find out what's over the norm for you. And it's what's over the norm for other people. Because guess what? Mm-hmm. We're not on this planet by ourselves.
Yeah.
We're not in our homes. We're not on our jobs. Mm-hmm. We're not in those places by ourselves. And what we do and how we react or act towards things affects other people.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
So we need to be mindful of that.
Yeah. And because our time is coming up. So several studies have shown that negative benefits of procrastination, which includes academic issues, employment, financial problems, low well-being, and mental and physical health, which is what we're talking about. So chronic procrastination has been documented to have higher levels of stress and a greater number of acute health problems, which can lead to hypertension and cardiovascular disease. So when you bring about stress, when you procrastinate and you end up being stressed to the point where your body starts becoming affected by it, you start to have hypertension, which can lead to heart disease. So we don't want to procrastinate. We want to take our time and be systematic, and just like in the hare and the tortoise, slow and steady wins the race. So do a little bit at a time. Tackle your tasks every day. Try not to be lazy. There are many different ways to combat procrastination. The best method seems to be to vary depending on why you procrastinate. So you need to understand yourself. You need to know, why are you procrastinating? So take self-inventory.
Also take time to break down your break down your tasks. Mm-hmm. Like I was talking about when we were talking about this last night. Mm-hmm. I tend to break down because I used to love washing dishes because it used to help me think. Now I hate it.
Go back to loving it. I love it when you love it.
So now what I do or what I have to do, listen, people, this is what I have to do in order to wash dishes. I have to break it up. I put the plates in the cups with the cups, and I wash them together, systematically. I wash all the plates and then I take the plates off, I turn the water off, and I dry the plates and put them away. Then I go back and I do the cups and whatever. And I force myself not to look at the whole thing because it makes it seem like I got all of this to do.
It's insurmountable. That's
right?
what it seems like.
Right. So I break it down.
And that's psychological too.
Yeah, break it up. Exactly. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's psychological. So before you know it, by the time you look over everything, now you realize I don't have as much to do.
That's right.
Right. It's easy to compartmentalize and finish the job.
Yeah, and while you're doing that, forgive yourself a little bit. Have a little self-compassion. Don't be too hard on yourself, okay?
Yes.
If the task seems daunting, it's too hard, just take a step back and try to figure out, maybe I could do a little at a time so that you can, at least get started. And then by the time you get to the end, you'll see that it wasn't really that hard, if you just do a little bit at a time.
And challenge yourself.
Yes.
Challenge yourself. Make it fun.
Yes.
With your own self. Challenge your own self and time yourself. Okay, I got this done. I get this done. And then when you get it done faster, give yourself a pat on the back and say, hey, I got this done faster. What? Before you know it, you'll be knocking that thing out way faster than you were before. And it's much easier and not a daunting task anymore to get done.
That's right. And in closing, we all procrastinate, so we all are guilty of this, but we probably should not do it, okay? Especially in the important areas of our lives, such as our health, our wealth, our careers, our personal relationships. So managing your emotions would be a key takeaway message, because the procrastination is not due to poor time management. Instead, it is due to poor mood regulation as well. So don't take my word for it. Consider the word of God, right? The word of God says in Proverbs 24:33-34, a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a robber, and want like an armed man. All right. So this was Family Matters. Hopefully you gleaned something from our topic today, which was time management equals stress management as part of Mental Health Awareness Month and Health Awareness Saturday here at Family Matters on WYGG Good News Radio. This was Elna and
Monty.
All right, guys, have a great afternoon. And again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. We love you.
Love you. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir tout le monde.
We all can agree that raising a family in these times is challenging, with everything being so exposed and accessible through social media and the influence that come along with it. How do we find the balance?
Does your child feel confined and has no outlet?
Sasha, meet me in the bathroom so we can take our Instagram pics, because once I get home, they won't let me out.
Would your child come to you when they need help?
Mom, I'm in trouble and I don't know what to do.
Do you know the signs when your child is crying out for help?
Nicholson, you don't listen. The school has called me and now I have to attend another school meeting. This time you lose your video games for 2 months.
Do you and your family need access to resources?
I lost my job. How will we get our bills paid?
Does your family have expectations and boundaries for mutual respect and understanding?
I am the man of the house, but my family does not respect me.
Finally, a show where families can feel supported and get resources for guidance during these troubled times. Presented to you by Good News Community Action. Family Matters, a radio show, aired every Saturday afternoon from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. A new segment discussing all things and situations relating to families. Family Matters Discussions, a radio show for everyone to listen together.
This is WYGG 88.1 FM, Asbury Park.